Now, you're probably in a state of panic, right? The pad is out, the pen is out. You're trying to think through, what am I going to do in the year 2017? Well, we have no answers for you. We just have a recap of what happened in 2016 on the internet. I am Oguchi Daudi, and welcome to the timeline. We all remember the moment when feminist Twitter got information behind the Queen Bee. Has Jay-Z cheated? How could he? Who the heck is Becky with the good hair? And is this the reason why Solange just went gangster on Jay-Z in the lift? Well, it seemed like life had given Beyonce lemons, and she had made some pretty good lemonade.
House on the boards. What? Oh man. 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 Never trade these dollars for this fame. Surviving through the pain. I gotta do my thing. Drinking bottles to the brain. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Now, there was also the 5,000 to 1 odds of Leicester winning the Premier League. And they did. Out of total obscurity, this team went on to become the champions of England. Now, of course, sports Twitter was, checking this out, making an autopsy, and some of them even saying, oh, we had seen this coming. And then there was Brexit. Did we say no? And as if the UK hadn't given us more than enough conversation for one day, the UK Iraq inquiry was released. And, well, Tony Blair had overstated the importance of going to war in Iraq. And, well, all he did say was, sorry. I'm starting to wonder, wait, if that was an African president, would he have gotten off with the same thing?
On the 23rd of June of this year, the United Kingdom held a nationwide referendum on whether or not to remain in or leave the European Union. By now, almost everybody in the world has heard that the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union.
We have concluded that the UK chose to join the invasion of Iraq before the peaceful options for disarmament had been exhausted.
Well, we moved on. And we were caught up in the viral video of Alton Sterling, who was brutally murdered while pinned to the ground. And hashtag Black Lives Matter went into full gear.
A disturbing video emerged this week showing the horrific death of a Louisiana man who was shot to death at close range by police. On Tuesday, a caller told police that a man selling CDs outside a convenience store threatened him with a gun. 2 officers arrived outside the Baton Rouge store and confronted 37-year-old Alton Sterling. Bystanders witnessed as Sterling was violently tackled and thrown to the pavement. One officer held a gun to his chest as he was pinned down, warning him not to move. After one of the officers yells "gun," shots ring out as Sterling is hit repeatedly in the chest.
We begin this week with so much emotion and unrest all across the country after those devastating shootings. You see, some rallies, like this one in Minnesota, did turn violent over the weekend. Dozens of officers injured. This healing is going to be hard.
And we have so many striking images to show you. This encounter between a young woman and officers in riot gear in Baton Rouge. And last night, people asking for peace in Los Angeles, protesters joining hands, making a statement as the country mourns the loss of those lives in Louisiana and Minnesota, and of course those 5 officers in Texas.
Now, back here at home, we're having our own dose of drama. Did you know that by selling a few goats here and there, you can make 10 billion shillings? And I'm here being paid peanuts to do this show. Why? Partly because it's cool. You know what? I'm done. I'm going to become a farmer. I just like, But before I go, I'd like to pay tribute to one of the people who was the biggest shock, I think, on UOT this year. One Saturday morning, we woke up to the news that internet sweetheart Julie Muffin had passed on. And man, was it a hard time for many of us. But instead of, going over the eulogies that would make us cry, I think Julie would like us to have a party. So here is how people on the timeline are going to remember you, Julie Muffin.
Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing.
Now that's all the time we had for, and we have to get out of here. But next week, we will be looking at your biggest moments on the timeline. So share with us on the internet by video, by tweet, whichever you want. Just hashtag Rewind2016, and we'll share all those here on the show. Don't forget, *165 *5# hash is the number you should never forget, because of that allows you to borrow and save money. Courtesy of the great folks at MTN. From the team here, goodbye, God bless, Merry Christmas, and happy surfing.